Welcome! It's Kingdom Hearts 2.8 fragmented passageways when Aqua is in the realm of darkness. Appropriate for last Aerie knew. He was seeing his family as he passed through this gateway that unleashed Pargem, failing his saving throw after the many choices he's made with the madness. As he walks through, you find yourself in this vast, barren landscape. You see the markings of madness. The glow begins to fade as they just appear to be normal black tattoos at this time. You can feel weakness slowly coming over Aerie as you see this mass landscape lacking in color. It's familiar to you from your dark vision, is very much what you see in this landscape. What's off is that you can see chunks of land in the air and shifting through, floating. It seems as the desolation of this area is impacted in ways that aren't quite coherent with the physics of the normal world that you know of. Your family's not here. They're not on this side, and you do not see what was promised. The ground below you has a thin layer of what you assume to be sand, but it's not the sand you're familiar with. It almost looks like grains of something else, maybe a metal of sorts. But it's tough to tell, especially in black and white, what the coloring of it might be. Dread, gloom, and sadness wave over you. The sky itself doesn't look right as you see portions of it are the lighter grays, but then it stops to the darker blacks with different spots in the sky. Almost like halfway through you can see the stars at night and the sky of day in this world. It is isolating, it is foreign, and you appear to be alone. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna crouch down and take a little bit of the grains and just kind of like inspect them, maybe like taste it a little bit, just try to get an idea of what does this seem like it is.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
That is a 10.
It definitely tastes of that, like, that taste of blood that you get. Tastes like blood. It is some metallic in nature. And it seems like the land itself has to be at least livable. You're breathing, you're standing on it. It's foreign, and you're unsure if this is a different plane, if it's a different dimension, if you're just through a portal, if you're still on Zenya. That is difficult to comprehend at this moment.
Before I take a step, I'll as I'm crouched down there, I'll just kind of push the sand aside, see how deep I can go. Is there like a layer beneath, or does this seem to go for a ways? Not like digging an entire hole, but like trying to get an idea. Is it a sand landscape, or is it a sand coating over something?
As you push the sand to the sides, you do see a hardened landscape just beneath the surface, so it is a coating. It feels cold, the ground, and hard. It feels metallic in nature as you are touching the ground.
And looking up in the sky, you said I was seeing stars?
So think like, Dairise? The skybox and Dairise? Well, think of it half that skybox and then half like a normal skybox. No matter where you look, it's almost like an eye trick where it's not like rotating around you or anything, but no matter which way you look, you always see a split sky. One sky is normal, and one is stars, like there's no atmosphere.
Okay. Looking in any direction, do I see any sort of landmark anywhere? Anything that's different from the landscape?
Sure, make a perception check.
Ooh, almost perfect. 32.
You find rocks on the horizon, some bigger, some smaller, cliffs of sort, and another distant horizon, but not leading to anywhere and not tall per se, almost like shelves. And as you're moving in a circle, taking in your entire surroundings, you do see on the horizon the glowing outline of a stag.
I'll make my way towards that.
As you begin walking, you do feel that exhaustion through your body right now, but you notice you feel lighter. Right now, all your weapons are missing. You do not know where most of your inventory has gone, wherever you are right now. As you find yourself walking up a hill, much of the sand falls away with each step as you're climbing up this incline to where that outline of the stag was. Once you reach the top, you see more of this desolate landscape, but you see a figure in torn, horrible-looking robes with ratty long hair, hunched over, sitting on one of these small piles of rocks. It looks horribly uncomfortable. And you see just the individual sitting down and just staring at the little circle they have. There's a stick and it looks like they're drawing something. You can actually see that the stag is like half around them. It looks back towards you, and then it continues walking away. What do you do?
I'll approach the person for a moment. The humanoid.
Sure. As you approach, you see an old lady. She has wrinkles throughout, missing teeth. She has a horrible hunch, and as you approach, you see her look over and go down and scared a little bit, reflex instinctively hitting in.
Another? I haven't seen another in some time. Are you friendly, another?
Yes. I mean you no harm.
Oh.
Who are you?
I believe I'm Gillette, but it's so foggy. I was once somewhere, and now I'm here. It's tough to remember. Everything changed so suddenly, and then I was here, and I don't know for how long. Oh, I'm starving, but I don't die. I hurt and ache, but it never changes. I don't know how I've been here, and you're the first change in some time. I wasn't always here, but now I am.
What are you drawing?
As you look down, she goes,
It's just a nervous tick.
give me a religion check.
Not great. 8.
8. Tough to say exactly what it is, but definitely a prayer of some sorts, it looks like. It's something that an individual would maybe be doing for comfort.
Okay. My name is Aerie. I was brought here somehow, I don't know exactly, I walked through a doorway and instead of leading me where I thought it would, it led me here. Do you know that creature, as I kind of indicate towards either the stag or where it is if it's still there?
She looks up, and you see on the horizon now, further up on another hill,
I do not see what you speak of, but you are like me. We are lost. I would be in great debt to you if you could maybe help me on my way too. I do not wish to be here forever.
I'm looking for a way out. If you would like, come with me. I think something is trying to show me a way, and if you would like to join me, I'd offer you that.
Great kindness you offer me.
as she begins to
Are
stand
you
up,
able to get up? Are you able to get up and move?
you see her clearly having problems. She seems very old and potentially crippled at this point.
I'm gonna kneel down in front of her and kind of gesture, please hop on my back. It'll move quicker.
She does as you says, and she smells bad because she clearly hasn't bathed in a while, but there's a bit of warmth in the kindness you've just shown this individual, and you hear her saying,
Thank you. I am sorry for my condition. Again, I don't remember much. But you are very kind, and if there is anything I can do to repay you, I most certainly will.
her hands are all frayed, and you can see the bruisings, and there's boils and black and blue all over. Just unfortunate.
Do not worry about payment. Just hold tight and don't let go. And with my speed, I'll make us move a little bit quicker
Sure.
on our way to follow the stag.
As you go through, you start to see like shooting stars through the starry side of the sky. And again, this black and white landscape is just giving you this weird feeling. Because it's also like for the first time, your tattoos, they're not luminescent, they're not glowing, but it kind of doesn't matter. They're just markings now. They're not of a specific color signifying allegiance to any deity. It's kind of like a step back to, you're just Aerie, you know? It's who I was.
Yeah.
As you get to the top of the hill, where the stag was, you see another one with a child at the bottom of the hill. And you can see the child picking up sticks, and he's trying to build almost like an Eeyore-like house. And they just keep falling down. He can't get it right, and you can see the stag is just watching over him, and then he looks up to you again, and then slowly he starts walking towards the horizon.
I'll make my way towards the child.
All right, you can hear the child grumbling about, and you see him.
Hello?
Crossed.
Hello? How? I didn't know there's more people.
He goes over to his sticks.
You can't have my sticks. No one could. There's not many of these, and these are mine.
My name's Aerie, and I don't need your sticks.
Oh, then we could be friends. Okay.
You see him go down and pick up the sticks and put them under his arm for a second.
Hi there. You said you were Aerie?
Yeah.
My name's Brent.
As he hands
I'll
out
shake
his
it. I'll shake his hand.
He shakes.
Oh, who's the old lady? I am Gillette, young one. Oh, my mom's name was Gillette. Didn't look as old as you, though.
She gives like
Well,
a
that's
laugh.
not very kind.
It's not a very kind landscape, but what kind world? What are you two doing?
We're trying to see if we can find a way out, and figured we'd stick together. Would you like to join?
Yeah. There's you know of a way out?
I don't know, but I have a thought. Do you happen to see what looks to be a deer ahead of us?
He looks over, and again on the horizon, you see the deer, the stag.
No, I don't. I don't see anything.
Never mind. If you wish to join, collect your sticks and we'll make our way.
Yeah. He picks up his bundle and he
And I'll
walking
I'll
next to you
put
guys.
like a hand out if he wants to hold my hand, just to lead him.
At first, he's just like not doing anything, and then slowly puts his hand up and grabs yours as you guys are walking through.
Give him a little bit of comfort and community.
As you get over the next hill, you see two individuals this time. They look like two middle-aged or teenage individuals. One female, one male. And you can see them actively in an argument right now as you're approaching with your little group.
You said it was this way, and I'm saying it's that way.
You see the other one?
No. I'm certain it's got to be this way, not that way. It can't be that way because we came from this way.
And they're sort of talking in circles.
Hello?
You see them both at first, as you say hello, they're still ignoring you, hot in argument as they're facing each other.
Excuse me.
Finally, the two of them look over to you, and they see the three of you, and they're like, "Whoa!" And
We never tried that way. And she's like, well, I didn't think that way was an option.
What was the name of the kid again?
Brent, Brent.
Brent.
You see Brent is sort of leaning back because taller individuals, but they have like acne on their face.
Yeah.
They're like maybe 14, 15 years old. They're not quite with it.
Who are you?
More like, who are you? He looks towards the female, and the female just sort of rolls her eyes, and she's like, I'm Toya. This is Shale. Who are you?
He's like, just don't tell them shit. Jesus.
I am Aerie. I kind of gesture towards Geraldine to let her, if she would like.
Mm-hmm. Gillette. And then Brett goes like, Brent. So he looks down. You can't have my sticks. And you see Shale's like, sticks could be useful. And Toya's like, we're not taking his sticks. There's 3 of them and 2 of us.
We're just trying to see if we can find a way out.
They both kind of look at each other.
Which way would you go if you knew a way out?
Well, I'm hopeful this way as I point towards the stag.
Yeah, and of the 2 directions they were pointing, it's not. It's a different
Yeah,
direction.
it's the 2 side directions.
Yes. And you see them both going like,
That seems like a good idea. That seems like a good idea, yeah.
Okay. Could we maybe see if you make any headway? Kind of been here a while.
If you'd like, I figure there's strength in numbers and might as well work together. I might not pick up on something that you may.
Yeah, all right.
You guys get towards the top of the hill. Now
As we're going,
Yeah.
I kind of just inquire to them, like, do you remember how you got here?
Well, I was in this place with her,
and she looks at him.
I was in a place with him, and we were fine. And then we were here, and now we don't know why we're here. We haven't been able to get out, and we haven't eaten in like forever. I haven't eaten in I don't know how long, but like I'm still hungry. It never really changes. And yeah, it's just like this endless discomfort, but like it doesn't stop.
And I didn't ask you, but what about you, Brent? Do you remember how getting here?
No, I just remember having a lot of bad dreams. I remember one of my best friends didn't want to be my friend anymore, and I just didn't want to think about it. So then I just went to try and sleep it off, and I woke up here.
Out of curiosity, Does anybody in this ragtag group seem familiar from when we were at what was the name of this city? Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, sure.
The one we liberated safely.
Minna?
Not Minna. Before we attacked Tendorf.
Ah.
The one
Lancaster?
Lancaster.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an history check.
Ooh. 21.
No. Doesn't seem so.
Okay.
Interesting idea, but not quite.
Continue to lead the group on the path towards the stag.
As you get up, you no longer see the stag at the top, but instead you see this stone structure. It looks like a circle, and it looks like there's a bunch of stones that are stacked upon one another, and a big circular lift in the middle of this.
Is it like what I built when me and Gugak met?
It is not quite like that.
Okay.
Not quite like that, no. Because that was more like the up and down. This is like separate corners and one in the center of this plate of just these weird rocks. It doesn't really look to have any meaning at the moment at this distance.
I'll walk up to them, and I'll set down Gillette.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just I'll inspect them.
Sure.
Does it look like there's one small one, two less than small ones, one medium one, and then one taller one?
No. It looks like the adolescents seem taller than the hunched over old elder woman, and the child is very small. So it's not quite working out to what that would be. But do you go towards the stone stuff, or are you still? You're up on the wall, basically.
I'll hang on a second. Let me check this out for a moment.
As you
I tell the group,
walk down toward the dust in this area, you find there's different stacks of stone. They all look rough and terrible out and about. But it's basically there's a pile of stones in four corners of a circle. And then in the center of this circle, there is a lift of this stone, and it looks really flat. It looks like this was actually carved out, and it's relatively large.
Are each corners the same in height, or is there any difference?
There seems to be bits of difference in the height. It all looks very rough and shitty at the moment.
Okay.
And it's just rocks. It's just like little rock cliffs. Give me an investigation check.
26.
This does seem odd and off. It's one of the first structures you've seen here, and it almost feels as though something should go here in the center of this. That seems to be the first step in whatever this is. Something should go in the middle.
Is there any objects lying in the vicinity?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
$23.
You look around and you see rock and dirt, your bow, more dirt. It's just a strange area.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up my bow.
You see Kageyume. You find that bow in your hands once again, and a little bit of warmth comes back to you.
I'm going to take the bow, and I'm going to walk over to the central DS.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just kind of hold it above, see if anything happens.
As you reach out and put it above, lifts from your hands, and your grip as a force puts it towards the center, and a light shines. The 4 rock surfaces crack and crumble, and you see 4 chairs instead, each with the label of I, 2I, 3I, IV on the chairs, and you see now on the circle forming up, there seems to be 2 slots on a side and 2 pedestals on the side that have come up. With your investigation that you've already had and your passive, 2 of the pedestals look like things go on the pedestals that have come up around the circle in the center where your bow is now floating. And opposite, it looks like 2 things get placed into the other sides.
I'll look back to the group. I think it's safe. Could you come here a moment?
They all start coming down. You see, as Gillette begins to struggle, Brent gives one of his sticks to her, and she smiles at him, and she's able to use it as a cane as she starts coming down. The group comes to this area, and they're all looking around like, I've never seen something like this.
This looks interesting.
You see her?
I could use to take a load off.
She goes towards
Yeah,
one of the
I was gonna say, could you go to that one? And I point to the IV.
Sure, you see her. She sits down.
Oh, that feels good. Take a load off. While we've been walking all this time, I feel like I've had a dream of you before. You said your name was Aerie.
Yes.
I'm going to think if I can recall that dream, but you seem so familiar to me now. I don't know why.
And I'll kind of direct the others to do the same. I'll direct Brent to the I chair, and I'll direct Toya and Shale to each the 2I, 3Is.
Sure. The way it is right now, so Compass Rose, it would be west and east are I and IV, north and south are 2 and 3. So you had the 2 that you guys picked up at north and south, and the kid and Gillette at east and west.
You said east is I,
Yes.
and west is IV.
Yes. And then
Okay.
north is like 2 in the bottom, and south is
Do
3.
do me a favor and just kind of look around your areas for the moment. See if anything seems off. And I'm thinking, based on how big are the slot shapes, not the like there's 2 that something is pushed on them and 2 that something is inserted.
They're relatively large. It looks like something of 3 to 4 feet, maybe more, will fit into a side of it. It definitely seems like. Give me an intelligence check.
Because my thought and part of this theory, or I'm wondering, since my bow was the kind of the first element, I'm wondering if my 2 coins, my Timoran Dart coin, and then my 2 daggers are each of like the slots in the pedestals. So, but intelligence check, that is a 11.
11. Not bad idea. It seems almost as though there is something better that can fit. As you try and put the coins in, it's too large for the coins, and then trying on the...
Did I find the coins?
No.
Okay.
That's right. That's a good point. No. You don't have any of that stuff on your belonging, but even while you remember them to be, they're not quite. It looks like it would be something else. It's similar to your bow, though. You're definitely on the right path. Clearly, you need these things, but...
I'll again do another sweep of the area now that everyone's seated. Has anything kind of shown itself?
Looking around, you now see above the hill the stag once again overlooking, because this all like pure comes down to like a bowl shape where this is at the center. And you see the stag look up on top of hill again.
Everybody wait here a moment, please.
You can see them all being like, yeah, no, this is nice. And you see Shale being like, we'll take a load off for a second. This feels nice. It feels safe as he's feeling the stone. It's like, oh, nice.
I'll make my way towards the stag.
As you go up, like every time you seem to be like closing distance in the stag, he appears like the same distance away from you. As you get to the top, you can see like these two. You've seen elementals before, but these are like almost dust elementals. And you can see two of them are tugging on something over in the area. And there's this sounds of just almost goblinoid, what you've heard in the past, like tearing at something back and forth.
I'll make my way down and just be kind of like, excuse me, I think you have something I'm looking for.
You see them both. They both look at you. Give me an intimidation check.
10.
Well, the good thing is you're like triple their size. These are tiny little things. You see them as they run away. But as they run away, you see a dagger appear on the ground. It is not one of your daggers.
I will go pick it up and just inspect it a little bit.
Give me a history check.
Not good. 6.
It's a dagger. You've seen a ton of daggers in your lifetime. Nothing notable.
No symbol of like the star that would represent Zahir.
No, nothing like that on there.
Okay. I will make my way back, and then I will... It sounded like the slots were too big for the dagger, so I'll try putting it on the pedestal.
Sure. Which pedestal?
Take a look at it. The pedestals, which sides are they on?
North and south.
North and south. So, let's see. I just want to see who I put where.
Yep. West is Gillette. East is Brent. North is Shale. And south is Toya. So glad
I will go over to Toya first.
Yeah.
And I'll hold up the dagger and I say, does this remind you of anything? Or does this seem familiar in any way?
You know what? I don't think so. Best to ask Shale. It doesn't look familiar to me.
Then I'll go over to Shale and same thing.
I think that's my lucky knife. Can I see it?
I'll offer it to him.
Yeah, I swear this is my knife. I had this before. When did I have this before? I don't know. You found. Cool.
Do you mind if I... Yeah. I will then take it and I will place it on the pedestal nearest to him.
Yep. As you place it, you see it goes down a bit and it seems to lock. And you can see all these glowing symbols all of a sudden come all down the side of it. It looks like you've activated some sort of arcane spell. And everyone starts like looking around, and even his chair begins to glow. And you see him nodding to you. He's like, I think that's something right. The bow glows a little brighter as well.
I will look around. Does Zahir's lucky stag make their presence known?
Sure does. In a different direction.
I will follow that direction.
As you climb out.
Out of curiosity, did the direction I went the first time, was it behind Toya?
It was... This was Shale's knife. It was...
Or Shale?
It was not behind Shale. So it was not directly correlating.
Okay.
As you get up to this side, you can see an individual sitting on a bunch of rocks, and he's just flipping through a book.
Excuse me.
Yes.
My name is Aerie. I'm looking to see if I can find a way out of here.
That seems like a good idea. But I don't know if I'm allowed to leave. This seems right.
What are you reading?
He looks at it.
Well, I'm not sure. The pages seem to be blank. Not much for me. Just hands it towards you. Not much for anybody.
Well, thank you very much.
He stands up and he's just like...
I'm supposed to be somewhere.
As he walks, he just starts fading as he walks away.
I'll walk back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody recognize this book?
Brett jumps off his chair and runs over, and he's just like, "It's one of my favorite stories. Gimme!" And he's like jumping up at you.
I'll give it to him, and I'll bring him back to his chair.
You see him? Yeah. And he's flipping through it, and he's clearly seeing something you don't see as he's going through the pages of the book. Maybe it's something similar to like how you see Zahir.
Yeah. Do you mind if I borrow that for just a moment? I want to see if I can make the magic again.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I'll take it, and I'll put it in the slot across from him.
It doesn't look like there's any way to put a slot for a book. It doesn't look like there's any way to do that.
Then I'll put it over to the pedestal.
Okay, the only one free is south for Shale.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. As you put it on, you see it sinks down and begins to glow. Shale's does not glow. Her chair.
Does anything on Brent's side?
Nope, Brent's is all still cold, and you can see Shale being like,
I'm not one for books myself. I think maybe...
Oh, wait. Was it did the knife go on Toya's pedestal?
No, it went on Shale's. I'm sorry, did I say Shale?
Okay.
I meant Toya.
Yeah.
I meant Toya.
Yeah, okay. I'll flip through the book. Does anything show up?
Nothing appears to be showing up. Only the
Anything
title of the book is apparent to you, which is called The Windows of Tomorrow.
I'll bring the book back to Brent, and I'll ask, could I borrow one of your sticks?
Yeah, you keep everything safe, so here you go. Just bring it back.
I'll take a stick, and I'll see if that goes into the slot across from him.
You feel like a stick would, but when you place it, the circumference isn't quite right, and it doesn't seem tall enough for the slot. But you're like, this is the right idea.
Does the one that Gillette have seem more appropriate?
As you walk over to Gillette's, it seems like a completely different thing goes in that slot. The stick doesn't...
No, the stick, the cane she has.
You take the cane from her. She's not using it anymore, and she's giving you a nice toothless smile as you're walking by, as she's very happy. Like, this is better than she could have ever thought the day would be going. As you come over and check, none of his sticks that he has, they all seem to be about the same height, fit into this hole.
Okay, then I'll return everything.
Sure. Right now, you have north and the pedestal glowing, and you have the bow glowing in the middle. You had south glowing on the pedestal, and just the pedestal south was glowing. Then you took the book off it to return it. It's no longer glowing. So west, south, and east chairs are not glowing, and 2 slots are not glowing, and 1 pedestal is not glowing at the moment.
Does the... No. I'll put that on the back burner for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Does the stag show itself again?
That son of a bitch! Yeah, he's over there.
I'll go track him down and follow.
All right. As you get to the top of the hill, you can see this large, fiendish-looking creature with all these bulking muscles delicately putting like a Lincoln Logs type of house together with sticks.
Excuse me.
Yes, good fellow.
He seems to have little monocles on his face as he looks over to you. He is ripped out of his mind with just a loincloth and giant, like, devil wings.
My name is Aerie. I'm trying to find a way out of here.
Oh, seems like quite a noble task for you to be trying to find a way out. I'm trying to find a way in.
What are you building here?
Oh, some respite, that's the word. Respite from the desolation out here. It's quite dreary, don't you agree?
I would, for sure. Does anything in the area seem different, or are they all just like the same type of log?
They all seem
elements?
fucking weird. They're all like branches or fine cut logs, or like you see staffs, you see pole arms. It's a mix of all these things he's building, and he's like, I don't think this will be able to withstand the winds. It's just, I better start over. And he just kind of smacks it and it all falls down. He's like,
Do any of these not seem to fit very well for your respite?
I don't know. Why don't you take a look? Maybe you could...
I'll look over and I'll try to see if there's... I'll take a look at like the staves or if there's any walking sticks.
make an investigation.
Specifically. That is gonna be a 24.
Looking through, you see him eagerly looking towards you, and all of them seem to be of a certain like width and size, and everything's right except for one of them sticks out to you that is clearly not supposed to be there, and you grab it, and it looks to be this longer looking staff, and it's got some carvings inside it and even some like charms on it, nothing resembling Zahir. But as you take that out, you see him look, and he's like,
You know, that one might have been giving me quite the trouble. Thank you. I think I see a better blueprint now.
You might have some better luck, and I'll walk back to the group.
mm-hmm. As you just before you walk back, you turn to look, and nothing's there. As you then walk back down.
I'll make my way to Gillette,
Yes.
and I'll ask, does this look familiar to you?
Can't say it. Maybe one time or another, but not mine. You bring back strange memories. Interesting. I don't know. Have seen it, not mine.
I'll try putting this in Gillette's the west slot first.
Sure. As you approach to put it in the west slot, way too tiny. Like you can't fit the circumference of the bottom of the staff into like the bottom little slot it should go into.
Okay. What if I try on the east slot for Brent?
As you slide that in, you see the arcane symbols glow and it locks itself in.
Do any of the seats activate?
Nope, all the seats aren't activated. Only one is activated right now with Sail and North. Those two seem to be set. Now this one is glowing at East.
I'm gonna have Gillette switch chairs with Brent.
Okay.
I'll help her.
Yep.
And move her over there.
As the two of them switch seats, nothing changes.
Okay. I'll put the book on the pedestal.
That locks in, and you can see the glow. So now you have glows at north, east, and south, 2 pedestals in 1 slot, and you have 1 chair glowing at north.
And then I will have Brent take a seat at that south chair.
As Brett switches with Toya, his chair begins to glow, and he gets locked in. Oh, I think you're getting it. I think he's getting it. This feels right. So north and south are set.
Then I will have... I'll have Toya sit in the east chair where the staff is.
As Toya sits there, you see her chair begin to glow, and that is locked in as well. North, east, and south are all glowing.
Toya, do you recognize the staff?
I think that was my staff at one point. Yes, I think it was.
Okay.
Wonder how I lost it.
And then, last but not least, I will follow that son of a bitch Zahir to the next objective.
As you get to the top of the hill, you see this Kenku with a very tiny shoveling and just digging.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Need help?
Help! Help!
I'll come and I'll start moving the sand away and try and clear away.
I think it's investigation again. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Ooh, baby. Natural 20 for a 34.
As you're digging around, you see the top of a chest, and you see him kunk. He comes over. As you pull the chest out, it opens up, and you don't see anything in the chest, but you see him going through the chest with all this stuff, and he pats you on the back. He's like, takes a little thing out of his pocket and throws it into the sand. He's like, he starts dragging the chest away, and that thing in the sand, you see like a little light form, and something has now appeared underneath the sand.
I'll go brush the sand away.
You see a sword.
I will take the sword.
All right. It is a long sword.
I will go back to the camp.
Yep.
And I'll offer the long sword to Gillette.
You see Gillette.
Might be my family's sword. Why would it be here?
Maybe it's trying to find a way home. Just like you.
Just like all of us. You're right.
And then I will take that and I'll put that in the west slot.
It locks in, and you see all the glows and Gillette's chair lock in, and stones begin to form up and around the bow as your bow changes color. Instead of black as Kageyume, it turns to a light white. And as you grab onto the bow, 2 cauldrons form next to this, what looks and appears to be a gateway of sorts. The gateway is not open yet. I need to change the music. Let's see if I need to... Yep, that's it. Alright, I'll play that in just a moment. But as all this happens, you're like locked in and you hear for the first time, it's less voices, but it's conveying through images and feeling. Aerie, I now talk to you. Oh, you know what? I actually can do something fun. Let me see if I do something fun. Yeah, let's try this. Aerie, I now talk to you. Far from our worlds. Far from our world and realms are you. You were special. You still are special. And there is hope in you yet, but you must choose it for yourself. You were a prospect champion that was taken from me. You can choose whichever path you seem fit. But I ask you one last time, would you choose the path of hope? To try to restore hope to your friends, your family, your loved ones. Hope is not an easy path. Hope is a tough path. It is enduring the tough, the dark, and even the evil that is in our world, to defy the odds and push against the hopeless. It has to be your choice to walk this path, Aerie. Do you want to?
Are the two cauldrons, are they filled with anything?
Nothing yet.
Okay. I've walked the path of madness, thinking it would help bring me answers. And yet it has only brought me pain. Part of me wonders if that was its true intention, and if it truly means ill will to the world. Or if it has been misunderstood. I'd like to find the answer, but I don't think I can find it walking the path I was. I think I need to be a bearer of hope to all around me now, after everything that's happened.
Then the path of hope is what you are looking for and can provide you with such answers. You'll find life is not as always black and white as this realm or people may believe. Take your bow and know that you are now under my guidance. Many of my influences have been stricken from this world by Melora, but there is still hope that there is a better day and a brighter dawn. You may now change your subclass.
Oh shit!
You will see, instead of the Madness subclass, I believe it's Shadows of Hope.
Shadows of Hope.
I might add one more thing, but I added, it's the normal Thief class, so you got originally what you wanted, and then there's additional benefits you get for more level milestones that you now have available to you.
Oh, I see. Wild card.
Hopefully it shows up correctly. I made it. If it didn't work,
I think so.
I'll work on it. I'll figure it out.
Let's see. I'm just going back through, so all that looks good. Hope to the hopeless. Ooh.
That's a cool rune.
When nearby all ally fails, you can use your reaction. Nice. Hope can be left to chance. I can roll on the hope table instead. Okay.
Does it show you your level 20? Because I'm...
No, I can only see up to my level 17.
Okay, good. Well, then you'll...
It only shows me my current level status.
More stuff. More stuff to come. To unlock.
Okay.
To look forward to. As you
I'm guessing I should remove the dark coin from my inventory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can remove it for now, but you probably won't be seeing the dark coin anytime soon.
Okay.
You see your cloak even changes as well, and the items you're wearing are now more white than they once were. You hear Zahir come again. Now this is your last test. They now know you are of the path of hope. They will come for you, and you must do your best. Fight them off, and you will be able to return to our world, to your world, to give hope to those that need it.
Is there any hope for redeeming Melora? I get the sense there's something more to what's going on, and whatever that thing was that I briefly recall passing by me, is that truly what she wishes?
There is redemption for Melora. What she wishes is difficult, because what she wishes isn't always what is obvious or what is right.
Oh, you're getting quiet.
It is...
Wait, how much did you hear?
I heard nothing from the last, 2 sentences. I heard what she... There is hope for her redemption,
Yes.
but what she wishes is different.
Yes. But it's near impossible for me to say at this time. Now prepare yourself, Aerie. They're coming.
And you can see he begins to fade a bit, and you start to hear sounds familiar of the Madness Horde. I'm going to change the music. As you are talking with Zahir, you've been so locked in, you finally hear the horde. You see all these madness creatures, lizard folk, minotaurs, humans, all start to surround you guys in this bowl, and you hear behind you the sword come out, and you hear,
You know, this started with a vision. A vision that showed me fighting against the madness. I always thought it was when I reunited the world, it would be this vision. But it was this instead, wasn't it?
as you turn around, you see Escott Grandier, his armor start forming around him. You see with the book, you see Raylan taking up, and his cobalt armor comes on. You see Nyx take out the staff, and you see Marcellus take out his knife. As the four of them
God.
start looking around, and you see Escott. It is time to do what we were always meant to do.
Oh my God, this motherfucker!
The horde comes as you knock your bow, and the group begins to take on what's happening. I need you to make a perception check.
Easy enough. That is a 31?
As the horde begins to come through, you see Escott take both his blades out of these pocket dimensions, and he starts laying into the horde, and you see a pit fiend get up, and you see it start to whip something, and you point it out. You take your arrow and shoot it into the pit fiend, and you look over to Raylan, and Raylan calls down a thunderbolt and just smashes into the pit fiend, shattering him. You see, again, looking behind you, Nyx begins to weave his magic, and this explosion of fireball comes out, taking a massive horde, and you can see another one of these like madness general lizard folks coming towards. You point out to Marcellus, he flips his knife and he chucks it right into the face of the creature, off like the raptor it was riding. You see his knife appears back into his hands. That's one success. I need you to give me an athletics check. By the way, with every kill, you start to see these cauldrons filling. Fire starts to get brighter, and you start to see the portal forming.
Oof! Lucky for me. Athletics, 17.
Oh, was that like a natural one? I mean, plus 16?
No, athletics I'm bad at. That's the strength one.
That's terrific then.
So that's a negative one. I rolled an 18.
God damn! As you see the horde start to get closer and some flying madness creatures are coming towards you guys, you shoot one arrow into one, jump down, taking Escott with you. You see Escott off your back, rolling over towards the other two. He pulls Raylan and Nyx towards him as Marcellus is able to dodge roll out of the way, and this giant, like, as it passes by, flames, those purple and black flames just streak this area by, and you see everybody's okay and unharmed at this point. Yes, what were you going to say?
I was actually just going to inquire of who came from where, like which seat.
Gillette came from Escott. Raylan came from Brent. Nyx came from Toya, and Marcel came from Shale. The knife, if you got a history check correctly, you would have remembered it was Marcellus' knife. If you tried the history checks, it was Toya's staff, or Nyx's staff. Brent was his, you couldn't guess that one, it's his book, his wizardly book. And the last one is Escott's sword.
Okay.
I now need, as all of a sudden they all stop short and all the eyes start glowing, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god, that's fucking insane.
What'd you get?
I rolled 3 natural 18s in a row.
Yeah, dude, it wants it. Get hype.
This is a 25.
Get hype. As all the eyes start glowing, you start to hear voices, and you hear things like, "You cannot leave. You're not allowed to leave. This is for us. I gave you power." All these things start hitting between all of you, and everybody begins to shield their eyes. You see Escott. I bow to no one. He stabs his sword into the ground, and as you remember, he starts twisting it, and these hellhounds start coming out and exploding into the crowd of all these different creatures. All the madness creatures get blown backwards, and you can see them. All right, what's next? I now need a charisma saving throw.
Oof. Natural 19 for a 21.
Oh my god. Wow. As another wave comes in, you see Nyx summon up a firewall, and it goes all the way around. And as it begins to burn these creatures, they're coming through the madness, trying to reach him. Your entire group is pushing back, making sure nobody can mess up Nyx's concentration as it breathes deep and then out and pushes the firewall all the way up and around the hill, burning all of the creatures in tow. And now you start to see gigantic, rising out of the sands, madness, thunderfoots, and shifty fingers coming out. 10, 20 of them start coming all the way around. I need a constitution saving throw as they all reel back and they all breathe the black fires into your group. Con saving throw.
This game is being fucking insane right now. Natural 18 for a 19.
Oh my god.
I swear to fucking god.
The fires burn through, And as you guys are taking and you're feeling this horrid pain, you see Escott. Well, are you my second or what? And you see Raylan, and he brings the thunderbolts down that you never got to experience, and it just meteor equivalent of lightning strikes and destroys all the shifty fingers around, crumbling to the ground. The portal is finished, the cauldrons are burning, and you can see the four of them looking towards you. As you see more Mantis creatures starting to come. Looks like it's your time. Go do what you have to.
Is the portal open?
It's open, and Escott's looking at you, telling you to go.
Yeah, I'll look at him. A moment of like, because I was suspecting this. I thought we had the same end goal, and we just disagreed on how to reach there. And I'll just like look at him, give him kind of a look of like, I do understand what you meant, even though we were on opposing sides. And I'll run through the portal.
You run through the portal. And you see that affirmation, and you see the four of them, as the portal begins to close, just continue to be fighting against these madness creatures in this world between worlds. What you do notice, you're in this white void. You have color now. You do see Zahir in front of you, and Zahir gives you this nod, indicating that you're going back. You do have all your items back. You have your new subclass. Kageyume is now white, and I need to edit. You should edit it to add. It does 3 times damage to madness creatures.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do something like that.
And on your person, I have to create the item still, but you have Escott's sword, you have Nyx's staff, you have Raylan's magic book, and you have Marcellus' knife. All came with you back to the real world. And that is where we will end our interlude.
I'm guessing all my tattoos are now whitened.
They are.
Yeah.
They are indeed similar to what you saw on Tellius when his arm had bits and pieces of it was changing earlier, but then it was stopped by time Halal.
So now it just flat does triple damage to madness creatures?
I do double.
Double? Okay.
Yeah. Flat double to madness creatures.
Similar in nature to the claws.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Anything else before we wrap up? We can geek and talk about it, but we don't have to record.
Oh my god, no, that was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. All right, we'll stop recording there.